How's it, everybody? Celtic Link here. We are back for another Dokkan Battle video. In today's video, we are kicking off the grand tour of the LR UI Goku and Tag Blue Evolution Vegeta, the Part 2 LR for the 11th anniversary. And the goal here in this stage is to utilize this character in his lead against all major bosses in Dokkan Battle currently. So that's all of the artificial life forms and both 11th anniversary special battle stages. So kicking things off here against the Bio Broly, we are going to we're going to take advantage of the limited time buffs for the UI Goku and Blue Evolution Vegeta where applicable, where it works well. But I mean, outside of that, like, we're still going to try some unique things with some of his teams. So you'll see, like, here we have Blue Kaioken Goku, and we have STR Blue Evolution Vegeta, because, right, with the amount of support and the extra dodge support that UI is giving, he actually works pretty well. So we're going to test this out here. So I just want to see, we're going to keep him on rotation. I don't know if we'll get to do anything much crazy with him, but we'll see. Remember, Bio Broly does build up very, very quickly, but also Vegeta, if we get some good luck with orbs and supers, we could potentially have a we can have a 90% damage reduction turn, which means we would be able to tank these normals from Bio Broly. So we'll see how it plays out, though. Unfortunately, we don't get him on rotation with UI Goku. That is unfortunate, but is what it is. But he does double-digit tank there. Very nice. Although he's not very built up very well yet. So now we get Blue Goku doing his thing in the third slot. I mean, most of the nice thing is most of the first couple of fights here in this showcase are going to be pretty short, right? The fights against the artificial life forms are very short, and UI's team, even Realm of Gods, despite how kind of off it kind of is right now, works pretty well in these fights. Ooh, Blue Goku, you bum. All right. Okay, so this is a nice turn because both of our UIs have guaranteed dodge right here. And so, we don't have to worry about a thing here. So let's grab that. And we'll grab all those free tech keyshires with Blue Karkin. So we could potentially die here if he misses a dodge, but right, he's getting an extra 14% dodge from each of this, so an extra 28% dodge on top of his base 50 here. There we go. All right, so ooh, look at that. That is beautiful. Right, so on top of Kaioken's base 50, so I mean, he's got 78% chance to dodge here, which isn't anything too crazy. So I mean, we should be able to make quick work of this. Excellent. All right, we get another super here with our UI Goku. Excellent. And there we go. 26 mil. Not bad. I mean, obviously not great either, but remember, he's also doing like 4 of these, so I mean, it's not terrible. I guess the problem is he is damaging us too, right? But I would be curious to see. I wonder if we could actually pull it off. If we can't pull it off here, I will try to pull it off in its own separate video. But 30 million, not bad. I will try to pull it off in its own separate video, see if I can get a turn with the UI support for him, as well as the Tech UI domain up after his revival. Like, that would be, if we can actually pull that off, I would actually really like that. But we'll see what happens here. Excellent. We get another super with our other UI. So far, so good, right? Everybody is dodging. Everybody is doing what they need to do here. Excellent. All right, we get another super. Okay, so solid turn here. Bio Broly doesn't have that much HP, so I actually think we might be able... no, actually, there's no big attacks on this next turn. All right, so we won't kill here. But because we don't have our, this is going to be a really risky turn, right? So we're gonna need AGL UI to dodge, of course. So we got that 77%. Oh, and we got some nice orbs for Blue Evolution Vegeta too. Plus we got that Realm of God support coming from the Super Easy A Blue Vegeta, which by the way I do need to do his official showcase. I got to figure out something tricky for that showcase because everybody's already done their showcase, so we got to do something really tricky for that one. But we'll see. There we go. And then 40 mil on the Blue Evolution. Wow, that's beautiful. That is definitely what you like to see. All right, now the question is, can we tank the normals after this? And how many extra supers are we going to get? So far, none. That's a normal. That's a normal. There we go. We got another extra super there. Okay. All right, so he double-digit tanked Bio Broly's normals. That's impressive. There aren't many units that can say they can do that. So that is impressive. Excellent. All right, we get another one. Perfect. Okay, so now we get a fun little turn here for turn 4. So what we're going to do, all right, we're going to swap into our Vegeta here for the links, and then we're going to swap into our Vegeta on the blues, and actually, you know what? How's the... Oh, okay, that works. Okay, because UI is giving that Realm of God support, so maybe it's better to have the support over the links. So let's do that. All right, excellent. All right, nice little damage there. And then we're going to switch into the Vegeta here and use his active. Nice. Jeez, that does so much damage. Okay, and so now we're going to swap into UI Goku. Yeah. All right, so we're going to... Oh, actually, we don't even have to risk anything. He's not attacking in slot 1. So actually, yeah, UI Goku going first is perfect, because if we get that EX Super, we get an auto dodge, and then we just need Blue Kaioken to do his thing in the second slot and not get hit. There we go. We do get that EX skill for that guaranteed dodge. Perfect. Okay, so we're doing some good damage. I think with the Vegeta there in the final slot, we ought to be able to... yeah, I definitely think we're going to drop... We're going to drop him here. This is perfect. All right, I'm loving this. There we go. Auto dodge. And now 26 mil on the Blue Kaioken. So, I mean, yeah, in a fight like this, we can't really revive with him because we're not going to hit turn 5. But it's still kind of, it is kind of cool. We also don't have a full, this isn't a full reps rotation. So, you know, obviously he's going to be a little bit weaker. But still, I mean, not... It's cool that he can have a use now and not be... such a detriment, right? Realm of Gods and Reps was just not in a good place when he released, and it's definitely much better now. Oof. You know what? For as trash as he is, as much crap as I give him, I gotta give him credit for living that normal. You know? That's impressive. There aren't many, there's quite a few top tier units that were top tier during G2C that can't take that normal. So you know what? I'll give that to them. I'll give that to them. All right, so round 1 down against the Bio Broly. Not too bad if I do say so myself. I thought I wasn't going to like the Realm of Gods team, but it's kind of growing on me. But let's see how it plays throughout the rest of these fights. So coming up next, we got the LR... or not LRs, but the Artificial Life Forms Gamma stage for round 2. All right, so we are loaded here in the Gamma's red zone, and here we are. We're running a relatively similar team, although we did take the Blue Kaioken off for this one. Or no, sorry, we did not. Who did we take off? There we go. Okay, let's grab that. Yeah, so let's grab that. Excellent. Yeah, we took off STR Blue, Blue Evolution Vegeta and replaced him with the Int Blue Evolution Vegeta for this one. But we'll bring back the STR one in a later fight for sure. All right, but once again, we got UI Goku AGL turn 1. So far, this game is not being I feel like I don't want him to keep showing up turn 1, but it is kind of what we got to do here. So, all right. So we put him slot 1, let him dodge those attacks, and then slot 2 on the UI Goku. We do get the EX Super, which means we do have auto dodge after this. And so once we take those attacks, right, we only need 4 attacks to get fully built up, which there are plenty there. So he'll be fully built up by the end of this turn. All right, perfect. And we get that auto dodge. Very nice. And then Blues doing their thing. I love how they've been basically relegated to third slot floater for most of the setups here that I've been running, just because of the way they keep showing up on rotation. Alrighty, excellent. All right, so we do need that dodge in the first slot there, because we can't be, I guess we just put UI there, yeah? Blue Kaioken's probably not going to be doing a whole lot for this one. There we go. All right, and then we get that auto dodge because it is his first appearance. We got 2 dodges in, so not fully built up, but there. Excellent. And down he goes. So that drives us into the second phase. And the nice thing about this team is we don't have to worry at all about the second phase. We don't have to worry about taking that that seal in slot 1 here. We can just kind of do what we're going to do because everybody here has a focus on dodge. So we can actually just straight up dodge that seal in the next phase. All right, so, and the question is, do we put Fizz UI in front, or do we put AGL UI? That is the question here. All right, let's keep AGL UI. Let's do that. Perfect. We have a nice little setup here. And we get the dodge and dodge those super. Yes, we do. Excellent. All right. Oop, that's not what we wanted. There we go. Okay, here we go. And there we go. So it's kind of nice seeing UI fire off those big attack stats. There we go. We get 70 mil on that one. And we get that additional super. Excellent. Oh, this is nice. This is really nice. Beautiful. Okay, we are powering through this phase, and I love it. Excellent. All right, dude. Now this guy is actually really crazy. Look at that, 50 million. Excellent. And double-digit tanking, nice. Okay, so oh, we got some bombs there. That's not good. All right. Okay, let's grab those with the blues. We'll get a nice little heal up here. We'll grab those fizz orbs with UI Goku, and then send off our blue evolution Vegeta. All right, excellent. We get additional super. There we go. Got another one. All right, and we get the EX on our UI. Although, actually, you know what? I didn't want to risk it, though, but we probably should have put him in slot 1. We probably should have put him in slot 1, huh? Oh, we get an additional super. And there goes blue evolution Vegeta with that 44 million. Just like the UI Goku. It's really nice seeing them have those big attack stats now. So far, so good. And this attack should take down the Gamma 1, which means we should be able to start popping actives on that next rotation. Excellent. Okay, so into the final phase we go here, and it is turn 5, so we should be able to use the revive here. But let's see how this goes. So let's stand by. Oh, actually, we shouldn't have done that. We shouldn't have done that, right? Yeah, because he can't. Oh, no, he does. And then hang on. All right, so we just went ahead and reset the turn here. Actually, we don't want him to attack first, right? We actually need to do. We actually got to set him up, right? So we can actually take advantage of UI being in slot 1. So let's do that. Now we stand by. So we'll let UI go slot 1. Let this guy go stand by, and then we proc the revive, right? And then next turn he comes back better than ever. Okay, we might actually get this. Okay, this will be cool if we can actually pull this off. All right, there we go. We get the dodge. And we get 80 mil on our UI Goku. You love to see it. Excellent. All right, we get an additional super. And another one. All right, so yeah, so on the next row, so we didn't switch into Vegeta because again, I want the blue Kaioken to revive. I want to see if we can actually come back into this rotation. There we go. We get it. The auto dodge. Okay, so it looks like nobody else has to worry about that. All right, nice little setup here with. There we go. We get an additional super for 32 mil. And there goes the revive. We actually got the revive off. Something we haven't done in a while. There we go. Nice. Okay, and now. Okay, so we got a nice little rotation here too. So let's see. Let's swap into Vegeta here. Let's Yeah, let's use his active. Nice, 94 million there. And then now, let's see. We swap into Vegeta here. All right, we'll use his active. All right, that did a pretty healthy chunk there. Wow. All right, so actually, I kind of want to see what happens. We didn't do this on the showcase. I kind of want to see what happens if we swap back into UI and how much damage UI will do here by doing this. So yeah, let's just... Jeez, those bombs. Okay. All right, but we got enough here. All right, we get the dodge. We get the dodge. And 97 mil. Okay, not bad. Not bad. I mean, he doesn't really link all that well with the blue Vegeta, so I mean, that's understandable. But let's see. Okay, maybe we should have left into Vegeta. Vegeta does have, it would have had 100% damage reduction this turn, so we probably would have been okay to... We probably would have been okay to leave him, but that's fine. After all, the purpose of this showcase is for us to test out different units here and see how they all work together in different, just different setups. So I was kind of curious what would happen if we switched back in. So now we know. All right, 70 million here. Oh, wow. Are we actually not going to kill this turn? That would be funny if we didn't. Excellent. We get an additional super. And we got another one here. Okay. And we get the dodge on the blues. Very nice. Even though we're in the Vegeta mode, we'll take it. And then 76 million with that blue Vegeta support on the Imp blue Vegeta. Very nice. All right, 80 mil. Wow. Did not expect that out of him. And we got another one coming too. Look at that. That's actually pretty impressive. All right, so it looks like we did in fact make it back to the other rotation. Wasn't planning on that. But I assumed we would have killed last turn, which we probably would have if we stayed in Vegeta, but that's fine. So we'll just go ahead and pop that Vegeta active and finish this. There we go. All right, Gammas are down. So round 2 down for this grand tour. So let's move it on up to round 3 with the Cell Max, right? This one's actually going to be kind of challenging, I think, for this team, but let's see how we can pull it off. Alrighty, so we are loaded in here to the Cell Max stage. So we're going to drop AGLUI in slot 1 there because he needs a lot of build up here. So let's do that. And then we'll take those tech spheres with blue Kaioken. So we swapped out Imp Blue Evolution for the LR Gods for this round. So we're just kind of shifting around the Realm of Gods teams. Like I said, the goal of this showcase will be to complete every event with the Realm of Gods team. No wavering, no faltering. We got to do it. Excellent. We get another super. Nope, that's normal. Okay, well, Fizz UI. Oh, there goes the super. Yeah, so we by the end of this turn, we'll essentially be fully built up with Fizz UI Goku, and we get the dodge on the blue Kaioken thanks to that extra 14%. And there goes the EX super skill. So now we got auto dodge after this. So at least we know we don't have to worry about him in AGL, and we just need that tech. Blue Kaioken Goku to dodge there. So perfect. Alright, not doing a whole lot of damage here, but Cell also doesn't have a lot of HP, so, right, we literally just gotta push it till we can start using active skills. We get that dodge, perfect. Alright, nice little setup here on the blue Goku. Yeah, I kind of like him on this team. I'm not gonna lie, I keep saying it, right? But he's actually been pretty good to us so far. And another one, 32 mil, not bad. Okay, so into the next rotation here. So, this is a tough one. I guess we're gonna have to float the LR Gods, right? Because we want to keep the UI Goku on. Or maybe we keep the Gods on and float the UI Goku. I don't know if there's a right or wrong answer here. He is not looking so pretty, though, I will say that. Okay, let's just go ahead and take that. Yeah, we'll keep the gods on. I guess we'll float the blues. I guess that's the play. Oh wow, that's atrocious. Yeah, okay, keep the gods on, float the blues. That's the play. And let's grab that with the blues. Perfect. Okay. All right, we get the auto dodge. There we go. And everybody does what everybody does. And now we get the super, we get the auto dodge. Gods take about 200k, and then the blues dodge. Perfect. And now we do get the EX super because we actually built up our ki by dodging those first two attacks. All right, we get an additional super. So we're really feeling those lack of crits right now because we are barely touching Cell Max, even though we have done a lot of attacks. But I mean, I guess if I had to say I had one beef with UI, it's just that his turn one is really, really rough. Oof, 150k, and all right, at least we get the dodge. So we do make it through this turn, all right. So that's nice. All right, additional super with the gods. Okay, so no more supers we have to worry because he already supered twice. And so we just got to power through this turn. And actually, next turn we will have AGL UI's revive. That's nice. So we probably, okay, well, I hope we don't have to revive, but we at least we have that safety net. All right, there we go. We get the super with the blues. Additional super, excellent. Alrighty, let's see here. Shame Tech UI showed up here on turn 3, but it's not like we're gonna have a big turn 3 or turn 4 anyway, so we're pretty much done here. The question is, who do we put in slot 1? We can revive no matter what here. Let's see. Yeah, okay, let's swap back into Goku. I guess we just keep Goku. Yeah, that's probably the play. Yeah, let's do that. There we go, perfect. And then we'll grab the tech with Tech UI and float them off. All right, and there goes the super. One, dodge. Okay. Well, at least we have the revive up. All right, so AGL UI's revive pops off, and so now we got excellent. Okay. Okay, and then now we got this whole turn of active turns, plus we got a buffed blue Kaioken. So this could be a fun turn. Although, actually, we don't have a full reps turn here. So I guess the question is, who do we put in front now? We're definitely going to want to swap into Vegeta and use that active skill. But I kind of want to let Kaioken attack. But he's not... we don't have a full reps rotation, so he's not going to do that much damage. But it would be kind of cool to see how much he would do post-revive, because we haven't had that yet. Huh. Yeah, alright. Well, let's switch into Vegeta here. Let's switch into the gods. Alright, yeah, let's use Vegeta's active. Perfect. Okay, and now we can use the gods active, so let's do that. Actually, you know what? Let's let Vegeta attack first. That would be kind of cool. We haven't done anything with him yet. All right, let's go. You know what? Never mind. Let's just put the gods in. There we go. Okay, now we got a really decent setup here. Okay, perfect. There's that 24Q that we want. And then we send off the blue Kaioken Goku. All right, excellent. So let's let the gods do their thing. We got 34 mil with them. Excellent. We get an additional super. All right, we get another additional super. All right, so I'm pretty sure between the gods and Vegeta, we're going to kill. I don't think Blue Kaioken's going to get to touch the boss here. There we go. We get another super. Excellent. And there goes the super, as expected. We get the dodge. All right, blue. That's right. 100% damage reduction turn there, and 114 mil. All right, and that should drop Cell Max that right there alone. Nice. We get an additional super. And that does the trick. All right, so Vegeta's pretty strong there. Getting to use him on turn 4 instead of, build like we did in the showcase. All right, so that's it for the artificial life form stages here. So up next, we're going to load into the special battle stages, right? This is where things get a little more challenging and the bosses get a little bit longer. So let's do it. Alrighty, so we are loaded up here into the first of the 11th anniversary special battles against the Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta here. Very similar team to what we've been running this whole time, except this time, I think unlike the Cell Max one, I think we have, let's turn that off. I think we have a shot because Vegeta has a lot of HP, so I think we have a shot of actually activating Tech UI's domain here. He is on turn 2, though, which means we're going to have to keep him on rotation till turn 6. I mean, the ideal setup is to get him on turn 1, so we can activate it on turn 5. But with turn 2, that means we can't activate it till turn 6. So we'll have to make do here, but here we go. All right, excellent. All right, so good start turn. We're gonna put the blue. We'll continue. We'll float the super easy A blue Vegeta, and then let the int one take those hits there in slot 2. That way we have a chance to proc his revive. Had a few situations here where we're not able to revive. We did revive with AGL Goku, but in a couple of the other runs that we tried, we just haven't been able to rely. We're not taking damage, or we get ourselves in a position where we haven't taken any damage, so we have no revive at all when we need it. So having Blue Evolution here will help with that, especially once he gets his hits in. Okay, so 56 million there on the blue Vegeta here. Additional super. There we go. Yeah, love it. 60 million. Why is he so good? I don't know. I don't understand how, like, some of these super easy A's have been like hit or miss. Some of them are just like, hey, yeah, okay, this is super easy A. And then you got guys like this that are just insane. Alrighty, so now all right, let's do that. Let's put since we have auto dodge there. Yeah, you know what? Let's play it safe. Let's do that. There we go. We get the dodge. All right, no EX super this time, so we're gonna have to rely on some dodge for the rest of this. Yeah, that is the one thing I don't. I think I like their EX Super less than Daima Goku's, because Daima Goku's is 77%, but it procs very easily if you get the crit, right? You just have to worry about getting crit. You don't even have to get the full 24 key, although it will do less damage, but at least you'll get that support. For them, especially with UI Goku, right, he is very dependent on getting his EX Super, and he can only get it if you get 24 key. So I feel like I like his condition a little less than the Daima Goku's, but I mean, it is what it is. It still works out, right? He has auto dodge this turn, so it's not that bad. But you know, in the following turns where we're gonna need that EX Super, it could potentially hurt us. Here we go. There it is. Okay, and then now we get the dodge. Tech UI gets the dodge. Excellent. Perfect. All right, great turns here. All right. Now, I can't remember if his is 5th turn from the start of battle or 5th turn from his appearance. I think it's 5th turn from his appearance, so we're probably not going to see the domain now that I think about it in this, because we'll probably kill by turn 4 or 5 here. So, like I said, I think that the turns we'll get this is when we get it on turn 1, I think. He's got to show up turn 1. Alrighty. Okay. We got the blues here. Oh, actually, we got some decent key here, too. We put the blue... Okay, we put the blues in front here, where it's a little bit safer. Now, UI can get built in slot 2. Yeah. Okay, let's... Yeah. Okay, let's keep with that. Plan A. All right, and then we'll float off the blue evolution. Yeah, okay. There goes the dodge, and blue Goku getting that 30 million. I don't know why I keep expecting more attack out of him even though I know he doesn't do any damage. I feel like that's my one beef with this, the Realm of Gods team, is this damage is not big on this team until those turns 4 or 5. It's pretty much just dodge until you can do that. All right, there we go. So we do get the EX Super this time with the Goku, which means we do get that auto dodge after this, so we don't have to worry about the rest of the attacks on him. There we go. We get another super. Yeah, I mean, I think that's my big beef with this team here. Because even if Goku gets all 4 hits in right away for his dodge build-up, he's still... I mean, he's only throwing out like a 70, possibly 80 million super until, right, his 2nd or 3rd turn, where he can, you know, after he's built up on his 18 key. There we go. Nice. He just doesn't... He's just not meant for damage, right? The Vegeta is meant for damage. And that's... I guess that is... You know, it's a little bit of a shame, but it is what it is. Alrighty. So we got some... Alright, we got some good damage here. We get another super... So he's about halfway dead. We're getting there. Alrighty, so we can start popping actives now, right? We can use both AGL UI's active, and we can use Vegeta's active. But so this is what I was talking about. It's like the team doesn't take any damage. The team either takes a lot of damage or it takes no damage, right? Okay, let's do that. Okay, and we get the dodge, thankfully, and no EX Super again. Okay. UI Goku, you're really gonna make us worry here, huh? Alright, but at least he's gonna be fully built up here after this. Now, next rotation, right, I guess next rotation we'll start popping actives, right? Turn 5. And I don't think we can activate UI Goku's active, Tech UI Goku's active here. I think this is pretty much where we're at. There we go. Alright, so I love seeing HL UI toss out attack stats. That's really nice. And he would be even better if we could hurry up and just get him revived, and so he can have that bonus. There we go. We get an additional super. And now... Alright. We get an additional super with Blue Vegeta. Alright, so turn 4, done, easy, so, yeah, no Tech UI domain, that's what I thought, so it is 5th turn. I could just pull this up, but whatever. I was pretty sure I was correct there, so 5th turn from Star Battle, so, yeah, we wouldn't be able to activate it till turn 6, which I don't think we're getting turn 6 here. So there we go, 87 mil here. We swap into this guy here, pop that. Excellent. Okay. And now, we got a free slot with UI here. We could possibly buff up our UI. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see how this works out. Yeah, let's grab that. Let's see, you know, having Tech UI do his attack first, see, and linked with our Fizz UI, we should have a little bit extra offense here. Maybe we can actually do some damage with our Fizz UI this time. I know we could just use Vegeta to do damage, but I really want to see how much damage we can actually push the UI Goku. That's what I want to see. There we go, 114 million. That's our 15 rather. That's good. That's good. Hopefully we crit. Of course we don't. Yeah, so that is my big beef. So that is why in my hidden potential video, I told you guys, give this dude crit. The crit buildup he gets just isn't enough. Big Super did nothing because he doesn't crit. So definitely give him crit. Okay, we might actually get that turn 6. So we could have left Tech UI on the other rotation and done his domain. Whoopsie. Oh, but look at Tech UI going and doing that. There we go. All right, we get that auto dodge. But be surprised that Tech UI tanked that. That's impressive. Excellent. Additional suit. Yeah, okay, so we're not killing this turn, so we will get that turn 6. So yeah, we could have left him on. Funny that. All right, additional super. And we actually didn't revive at all. That's funny. Okay, and there we go. So we got 3 active skills we can drop here. That's fun. Okay, so I guess we just start popping. I guess, who do we do first, though? That's the question. Maybe... I feel like Int Vegeta is probably going to do the most here, aside from Fizz. AGL UI is obviously going to do the least, right? So let's just go ahead and do that. Oh, nice. Impressive. Okay, let's do that. Okay, I expected way more out of that, but okay. All right, and let's do that. Okay, okay. All right, let's do that. Okay, let's see if we can have. Let's see how well we can do this turn. All right, let's grab that. Perfect. We get the dodge and no EX super, so 90 mil, and watch us not crit either. Watch us not crit either. Oh no, we do. Okay, thank you. And there it goes. All right, first special battle down against the Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. I actually like this fight. This is a really fun fight. And Vegeta can actually be pretty rough here. Like that super right there, that UI would have taken had he not had dodges. There's very few units that can hold that super. So kind of nice that, you know, we can just dodge it right there with him. So there we go. First special battle down, right? And onward to round 5, where we'll take on the Daima Goku special battle. All right, so we are loaded here in the Daima Goku special battle. This one's kind of fun. So we're running the same team pretty much, except this time we brought back Blue Kaioken Goku. I think this might be another one where we'll actually be able to get his revive off. So we're gonna try it. So we're gonna float the AGL UI though for this one, and see. So we're gonna try to get Tech UI's domain, and we're gonna try to get Blue Kaioken's get him revived so he gets that buff. There we go. All right. Excellent. We get an additional super. Yeah, so he's a little easier to take. Well, I shouldn't say he's easier. He just doesn't have as much HP. He's a little he's a little quicker to take down than the Daima Vegeta. So hopefully we don't have to spend too much time in this fight. But I do think we can actually get we can get a better setup here. Hopefully, there we go. We get an additional super. Nope, that's a normal. There we go. Blue Kaioken with the 26 million on that opening rotation. Obviously, right? We gotta take a little bit of damage first here, and then obviously we want him revived too for that extra buff. Additional super, 30 million. Nice. Yeah, it's kind of nice watching him pop off, even if it's not a whole lot of damage. There we go. That's a normal. Ooh, we better dodge this. We do, thankfully, right? Thanks to that extra 14% dodge that we got. So 64% dodge we actually have this turn. Nice. All right, we get an additional super on the AGL UI. I mean, obviously, if he had dodged first, we could do some more damage here, but whatever. He'll get fully built up through all those attacks on the third slot. And this is kind of the crazy thing I've been noticing since part 2 dropped. Almost all these bosses are suddenly now doing the bulk of their attacks in slot 3 when I need characters in slot 1 to get built up. And it's crazy. Very nice. Alrighty. Let's see here. Okay, so let's put that there. Grab that with Tech UI, and then we'll float the blue Vegeta here. Remember, we have auto dodge this turn, so we don't have to worry about much. We do not get the EX Super. Dude, why are we missing so many EX Supers? What is going on here? This is wild. Alright, we get another super here. Yeah, so this time we're leaving Tech UI on, right? We're learning our lesson. We're going to leave him on. If we make it to turn 6, we will have our domain, and then maybe we can have a little bit of fun with it. Alright. There we go. There we go. Okay, so both of the attacks ended up being on Fizz UI, which means everyone else is completely safe here, except maybe Tech UI. If he misses the dodge, I don't think the normal will kill us, but definitely could potentially cause him to take some damage here. Again, he's just here for that domain, so we can get some good damage out here. There we go. We get those dodges in, right? Remember, we got that extra 14% on him right now. Excellent. Okay, so now we want to set up that turn for the blue Kaioken. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to send him over to the reps rotation. There we go. Perfect. We're going to send him over to the reps rotation since we got blue Goku on this rotation. There we go. We get the dodge. And maybe if we can proc our full supers here, we can drop below and at least have that revive ready on the AGL UI. Okay, we get another one. Yep, excellent. There we go. There's that EX super. Alright, so we'll have auto dodge the rest of the turn with UI Goku. This is going pretty smooth. The question is, can we get what we want, though? Alright, we get another super with Fizz UI. And there we go. Perfect. And 22 million. Yeah, we definitely dropped off without that full reps rotation. Alright, we get an additional super, 23 mil. Again, hopefully this plays out, and on turn 6 we can do the domain. It looks like, looks like we might be, based on the damage we've done so far, it looks like we actually might be able to do that. Alright, we get an additional super. Not bad at all. And he double-digit tanks, impressive. He was supposed to dodge, but I'll take that. Okay, so here's the trick. Alright, we're going to put Fizz UI in front. It's a little, well, I guess it's no more risky than putting Tech UI, right? So, Fizz UI in front, and then we'll float off AGL UI again. Crazy how he's been a floater for most of the setups, just because I'm trying to set up a specific turn. Okay, we do get the dodge. We do get the EX Super. Hey, remember, he does have 80% before receiving an attack, so at least there's that going for us. We get an additional super here. Okay, so the friend here definitely has been getting crits so far this fight, which is good. All right, we get an additional super. All right, so far so good. Now we just need Tech UI to make it through this turn, and we're solid. Well, okay, that's not true. We also need AGL UI to dodge in the third slot there, too. So, yeah, we can't have him taking hits. Alright, so if Tech UI can dodge, AGL UI should have no problem, right? He's not going to fail us, right? If Tech UI can do it, he can do it, right? Right? Come on. There it goes. Okay, we got the 77%, and now we are up on those dodges. Okay, perfect. Alright, so I think we could start dropping active skills here, right? Or actually, you know what? Yeah. Okay, because I want to get that Tech UI turn. I want to get the Tech UI turn, so we're gonna do this. Okay. Here we go. We get the dodge blues. Yes. Oh, thank goodness. Jeez. Okay, excellent. So the blues do their little 35 mil there. Excellent, and an additional super for that extra attack lower. So that is the nice thing, right? The way this Goku designed, he hits really hard, but you can attack lower him through the attacks that you do. Nothing crazy, especially now, right? At this point, he's actually really, really strong. If any of these supers connect, we are dead. Excellent, and we get an additional super. Oh yeah, I'm gonna love this next turn. This is gonna be such a good turn. This is gonna be such a good turn. Excellent. All right, we get an additional super. There we go, and we did get the EX super, so we do have auto dodge, so no need to worry about that super. And then blue Vegeta, just do blue Vegeta over there in slot 3. Perfect, and there we go. Okay, yeah, okay. This is gonna be a really nice next turn. All right, there it is. Oh, okay, I'll take a 5 dodge. All right, not that it would have mattered, we tank anyways. Alrighty, yes. Okay, we got the turn. Because now we can use Tech UI's domain here. Let's do that. So let's use the domain. Perfect. Oh man, I've been trying to get this turn for like 3 runs now, and we did get it. Okay. So we'll grab that. Okay, we'll swap into Vegeta, and we're going to use his active skill with the domain up, and kind of want to see how much this drops. Alright, not bad. Okay, and then now we're going to swap back into UI, so now not only do we have the links, we have the extra boost from the active skill and the domain. There we go, perfect. Yep, all 7 links active. We're going to go ahead and stand by the blue Kaioken. This is going to be a fun turn. Okay. There we go. And remember, it is guaranteed dodge this turn with the UI Goku. And we will be countering, although we probably won't be doing... Yeah, we're not doing a whole lot of damage here, but that's kind of what I expect. He's a bit older now, right? Almost just under 2 years old. So he's not doing that much damage, and that's okay. We'll do... There we go. Excellent. Okay, that works. Okay. All right. I want to see how this, because remember, UI also being in front does give attack boost to Fizz UI in the slot 2, because he buffs all allies for 2 turns. Or I think it's just for the turn, actually. Let's see. Okay, we're getting these counters in, doing a little bit of damage. Dude. Was that what, 190 million? Is that what that said? That did. Okay, and then of course we don't crit, so I did 58 million. Build your UIs with crit. That's what I'm going to title this video. Build your UI with crit. That's going to be the title of this video. Jeez. And we should have just went into Vegeta. I wanted to see how much damage we could get him to do, but... Yeah. There we go. All right. At least we get the dodge. Nice. And then now we get... Okay. 39 mil. That's impressive. Good turn. Good show. Good show. We're going to get a second. It's a shame we're not going to be able to attack with him. Revive with him. Because there's no attacks in Saw 3. But we did it. Still kind of cool. Alrighty. Well, I'm pretty sure active skill central healer is going to kill. So let's start by doing the Vegeta active. There we go. Alright, and then we do AGL UIs active, maybe? Yeah, let's do AGL UIs active. Perfect. And then now switch into Vegeta and do Blue Evolution Vegeta's active. And I think actually the active here might just kill straight up. Oh, really? Okay, well he has 100%. No. We do have 100% damage reduction, but whatever. Let's take it. Let's see how much this one does. Maybe this one will actually crit for us. All right, here goes the super. We get... Oh, that's right. Ah, I forgot about the survive KO mechanic. Yeah, there we go, boy. There we go. There we go. I forgot about the survive KO mechanic for a second. I thought we were dead. Jesus Christ. Okay, seriously. Build your UIs with crit. Although, to be fair, that was mine. And mine's only 55%. So that's not his fault. But if you do have UI Goku, I'm telling you, put crit on him. It will save your life. So, all right, there we go. That takes down the first of the 2 anniversary special battles. So onward and upwards. All right, for rounds 6 and 7 for the special battle part 2. We'll go up against the Blue Evolution Vegeta and UI Goku and the Super Saiyan 4s. So let's hit it. Alrighty, so we are loaded up here in Stage 1 of the 11th Anniversary Special Battle Part 2. Round 6, we have the Super Saiyan 4s now. As we did in our other video for how to beat the stage, right, we do have to pick a target, and Goku is typically the easy first target, so that's who we're going to go for here. We did bring our Tech UI team again. We'll see if we can actually get it. Like I said, I honestly, I'm not mad at running Blue Kaioken in these. Unfortunately, he probably won't do much in the setup here because he's on slot 7. But we'll see how things go. All right, we do get that EX Super with our UI Goku. Excellent. All right, we get another Super. All right, yeah, so Super Saiyan 4 Goku actually goes down pretty quick. So if we plan this right, we will be able to take him out on our active skill turn, maybe even before that, and then hyper focus on Vegeta, who Vegeta is very dangerous because once we get rid of Goku, he gets 100% stronger. So we got to be careful of that. All right, we get that super with our blue Goku, and let's see. Okay, not really doing so much damage here. Maybe blue Vegeta is gonna pick up that damage for us here. There we go. And let's do that. Okay, so if we get some crits here, this could be some decent damage. That's not a crit. I said if we get some crits here, you know, I haven't, okay, to be fair, I haven't adjusted his hidden potential at all. I need, like I said, I need to do his showcase, but there we go. There's that crit. Get one more. That's a normal. At least it's a crit. Okay. Okay, so I really need some damage on this turn. We need to start getting rid of that Goku. Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, okay, let's go with the auto dodge there. Let's go with the tech. Um, there we go. All right, yeah, I think this is how we got to do it. Hopefully, it's not really that much. I mean, maybe HLUI could have done some damage if we put him something. Maybe we should have put him in something. I don't know. There we go, auto dodge. There we go. We get the EX Super. Excellent. Okay. All right, we're making good progress on Goku's HP bar here. That's good. But still not. I really don't know why they held back on his damage. That's the only beef. I don't know why UI Goku do so little damage to start out with, right? I understand the fours because they need to stack up, and their specific way of stacking allows you to build up that Goku more for that Spirit Bomb active, and I definitely see that they are leaning towards the STR Spirit Bomb. But these guys got no excuse. These guys got no excuse, right? UI should definitely be doing a lot more damage, and especially have a much better crit chance. Alright, nice. We get that dodge. Ooh, okay, and we get the dodge on Super. I was going to say, that is death there, but we do have that. Okay, to be fair, we do have the extra 14%, so that is helpful. So, actually, we were actually probably most likely going to dodge that. Okay. So, we might actually kill Goku before the active skill turns, which is good, but it also is a little bit dangerous. Here we go. Like, I hate that AGL UI is actually the biggest damage dealer here, except for Fizz UI on his active skill turn. Okay. So how do we do this? All right, let's grab that. Take that. And I guess there we go. Okay, so hopefully this is going to be enough. Now, no extra dodge for the blue Kaioken, so it's just the flat 50 here. So hopefully that is enough to get us through. All right. Okay. Yeah. All right. This definitely looks like we are going to be able to take him down, especially if Fizz UI actually gets those crits in, since this is his second turn and he's pretty much fully built up. We get an additional super with the blues. Excellent. Okay. No EX Super. I don't like that. No, I don't like that. Okay, but at least Goku is down, but we're still gonna have to dodge that Super from Vegeta in slots. Well, okay, we don't have... Technically, we don't have to dodge it. Even if we don't dodge it, we could potentially... even if we don't dodge it, we could potentially just survive KO. Yep, there we go. Okay, we do get the dodge though, and so that's what matters. So now we just need Blue Kaioken here to dodge that 50%, and we're good. All right, 23 mil. Yeah, again, with Blue Goku on here, it's like he loves to show up on these rotations with Blue Goku for some reason. All right, there we go. All right, we get another one, 27 million. So we actually did quite a number of supers. Wow, double-digit tanking, impressive. Okay, and so I guess now let's do that. And that. Perfect. But yeah, Vegeta is very strong now. We cannot afford to be hit by him. Thankfully, we aren't. So we get the EX Super Skill. with him. We'll drag it out. We'll see if we can get that active for Tech UI. How much HP does Vegeta have, actually? I actually don't know. I should probably check on that. There we go. Okay, alright, we're making good damage here. Vegeta has 700 million HP. Okay. Alright, so we need Tech UI to get his dodges in. Alright, we get an additional super. Alright, we got this. We got this. Alright, 50 mil on the blue Vegeta. I'm actually curious how he does on the normals here, with Vegeta being that extra 100% stronger. Never mind, we got a 5 dodge. Okay. Alrighty, well then, let's see. Active skill turn central here. I guess we swap into him. We swap into Vegeta. Perfect. So let's use blue Vegeta's active. Excellent. Let's use evolution blue Vegeta's active. Okay, good. And then yes, UI Goku's active. All right, let's swap so we get those links. Yeah, let's swap into the Gokus and then use it. There we go. Okay, not a whole lot of damage there. Okay, so let's see. Alright, let's grab that with UI Goku. Grab that. And boom. Okay, and this, I think this is game over. Alright, there we go. 76 million. Now, we could have put blue Vegeta in front there, right? Because he's got 100% damage reduction this turn. So, only because it's an active skill turn and first turn. There we go. We get an additional super. Still working nicely, though. There goes that crit. And then if this crits, I think that does the trick, right? He should be done. Really? There we go. We get the dodge. I can't believe... Jeez. Okay, well, I guess Blue Goku's gonna finish it then. Because, yeah. We should have went into Vegeta. Alrighty. Easy day. Another one bites the dust for the Realm of Gods team. Surprisingly able to pull this off. So, alright, that takes us finally to round 7, where we will take down the UI Goku and Blue Evolution stage. Alrighty, here we are. We are loaded into the UI Goku stage. One final test, right? We've taken on every major boss up to this point. If you've stuck it around to the end of this video, thank you. After all of these runs, we finally got UI Goku on turn 1, and we brought back Blue Evolution Vegeta for this run. We're gonna see how he does here. There we go. We get that freaked me out for a second. I thought we didn't dodge. It's like, wait, what? Excellent. All right, we get an additional super. There we go. Alright, so for this one, just like the other one, I think we're gonna target Goku first. I don't know which one's the easier one to target, but we're picking here. We're gonna target Goku first here. I think maybe it's similar to the other one where Goku is the weaker one. Maybe I could be wrong here. I guess technically Vegeta has less HP, but Vegeta's supers are scripted, whereas UI Goku can be a little different. So I guess, yeah, we just do it this way. All right, not bad. Made it through turn 1. Oh, can we tank this? This is a heavy super. Because he gets stronger with each hit we get. Oh, nice. He does tank it. Yeah, he gets stronger with each hit we give him. So that's actually, well, okay, we didn't attack him yet, so I guess that's where that is. Okay, so let's do that. There we go. We get 8 red key spheres, STR key spheres with Blue Evolution Vegeta. Excellent. There we go. We get dodge. Remember, this is our auto dodge turn. We get another super here. There we go. We do get the EX super skill. Excellent. And now we get an additional super here. Where are those crits at? UI crit for us. Show us those crits. That's not a crit. Excellent. Okay. Third, that's a pretty decent opening turn for this guy, actually. I'll take that. So we'll see how he does here. We're fortunate enough this turn where we don't have to worry about him taking anything because we had that empty slot. Because I don't think he can live a super from Vegeta, which obviously we don't want to put him in front of, so. Excellent. All right, we get the super with Blue Goku. All right, we get an additional super. So for this one, since we have we had Tech UI on turn 1, that means we can activate his domain on turn 5. There we go, and we get those dodges in. And there goes that extra super from Blue Evolution. Okay, this is a little tricky here. Do we put AGL UI in front? No. We got to keep Tech UI on, that's why. So I think we have to keep the Fizz one in front here. The AGL UI does need the build up. Or at least a little more. Alright, let's just do that. Let's just do Fizz in front. Yeah. And then let's do Tech here, and then we'll send off AGL UI. Yeah. And then, because he's not going to kill, so he'll get those extra hits there, assuming he doesn't die. There we go. Alright, we get the dodge. There we go. And then now, wait, one more. There we go. Alrighty, UI doing a little bit of work here. Do need that damage, man. Come on out. Okay, so I'm thinking we're gonna get another Tech UI turn with this setup here so far, based on the way this is going, which will be nice, especially maybe this time we'll use the UI and the Blue Evolution Vegeta. But let's see. All right, we get an additional super with the Tech UI. We just need those dodges in on this turn with him, and we're good. There's the dodge, perfect. And now AGO UI in that slot 3. So it looks like we did not take down Goku as quick as I thought we would, like the Super Saiyan 4 Goku. So this is going to start posing a problem as we move into the next phase. Oh, okay, we can dodge this? Yes, we do. Excellent. Alrighty. Alright, let's see here. So do we swap into Vegeta here? Do the active, maybe? Alright, let's see here. I guess we're gonna have to put his UI in front again. Then there's a possibility that that super is in slot 2, and I don't know that STR Vegeta is the right person to have there. Let's see. Yeah, I think we gotta keep this, right? So that way STR Vegeta can keep up his unit super. There we go. Alright, we'll send that off. Okay, so hopefully this turn finishes off Goku, and we can move on to focusing down Vegeta. There we go. Okay, we get the EX Super. Alright, that's nice. We were missing it for like 3 or 4 runs there. Just kept missing it, but now we got it back. Excellent. Additional super. Okay, we're getting close. We're getting close to taking down Goku. I think this rotation can do it. There we go. Additional soup. Nope, that's a normal. Okay. STR Vegeta, can you do this? Can you take him down? 40 million. You can do it. And UI Goku is down. Is that it? No? No? One of these has got to do it. One of these normals has got to do it. There it is. Perfect. Alright, and then we get a super, which was now go on the Vegeta. So now Vegeta's going to start getting stronger every time we hit him. So we got to be careful with who he lands that super on. Okay, we get the attacks on him. Oh, is this guy going to eat a super? Can he eat a super now that we're starting to build up Vegeta? I don't know. This could be dangerous. One more. There we go. 64 million. Actually, he might be okay. What is this? 4.3 million before all that buildup. Right? But he does greatly raise attack. He's built up at least 4. Let's see. Okay. He did it. Impressive. Alright, so now we get the turn we wanted. So let's do Tech UI's domain. Perfect. Now, they are also getting a buff from this domain, by the way. This is buffing them too. Let's use Vegeta's active. Very nice. And then let's switch into Vegeta and use his active on the Fizz UI and Vegeta. Impressive. All right. So let's, same thing as before. Let's let him attack first. And for this one, so we've seen enough UI attacks. Let's let Blue Evolution shine here. All right, so we get the counter from the super. Remember, this is auto dodge this turn. All right, there we go. Perfect. Okay, so he gets his supers, he gets his extra dodge for the next turn, but we're not going to have that much of a next turn. We're just going to... I think we're going to finish right here, right now. All right, and then now we get those counter crits. There we go. Not a whole lot of damage, but that chip damage is nice. Another one. Perfect. Alrighty, Vegeta. Let's do this. Come on. Nice. Okay, we got a couple more of these coming in. 114 on the second one there. And the second super on the blues does do it. Boom. There it is. All 7 rounds, all 7 bosses done with the full Realm of Gods team. I really wanted to do that for this showcase. I felt it was the right way to do this for the UI Goku, because I know a lot of people, their biggest complaint with him was in fact him leading Realm of Gods for 220. So I wanted to do this to show you that it's honestly not that bad. Obviously, at the end of this month, when we lose access to AGL UI and his limited time buff, it'll be a little worse. But as you can see here, he hardly did anything in most of these fights other than dodge, right? We didn't really use him for the big damage. So, I mean, that's not really going to change once that goes away and we start using the team again. So, honestly, really, really good spot for the team right now. I do enjoy it. And some of these older units can still be used, as you saw with Tech UI, as you saw with Blue Evolution Vegeta, as you saw with Blue Kaioken Goku, right? They all still work on this team very well. So, guys, that is it for the video. If you like the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And in the comments down below, let us know, what are some of the teams that you like to run with the UI Goku? What are some of the events that you enjoy too? He's definitely an interesting character, and only a few events does he work really, really exceptionally well in, but he still works pretty good in all content, even though there's some where he excels more. But pretty fun so far I had with this. I can't wait to do this with the Super Saiyan 4. So guys, that is it for the video. If you like the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And if nothing else, guys, thanks for watching, and aloha.